Now we will start coding our cryptocurrency that we left in the previous video. So in this video we will write the transfer function, like we are transferring some of our cryptocurrency to another person, and we will see that how we will exchanging our cryptocurrency with Ethereum, and we have to write another contract for that in the later video. But as of now we will write transfer function. So what are the function? Function is a set of rules that is defined and particularly, and that is called again and again, and that follows the same logic. So we will have defined the following steps that the transfer function has to follow according to the logic. So first of all, according to first comment, we have to define the transfer function. So we will simply write function and write it as transfer and define it as public, so that anyone can transfer their cryptocurrency that they are holding, or we can transfer our cryptocurrency to someone. So transfer function. So according to this, let us just copy it. Now transfer function must contain two inputs in this, two input fields. One is the address to which we are sending our cryptocurrency, and second, the amount that we are sending the cryptocurrency to, that how much amount that we are sending. So first of all we will define as address and like _2, and secondly we will define how much amount we are sending to a person. So just _amount, or we can say we can say amount. Now just we will delete this. Now we have to check one condition, but a basic condition, like if you are sending some money to another person, then you have to check that if you have that amount of money that you are sending, like if you have 5,000 rupees and you are sending 10,000 rupees, then your transaction must fail, and that's what we are writing. So to check the condition in simple languages, we use if else. So we can use it as if balance of, because we will call balance of by this. Now we use now in simple programming languages we use if else. So we will use if else condition in this. So if the user that is sending some crypto or amount, if it has enough amount in his balance, then the transaction will continue. Otherwise we will show that you can't do transaction. We will show a warning to the user. So we will just simply write if condition, and we will write the logic, like we can check the balance of a user by just typing balance of in it. And as I told you, msg.sender contains the address from which the transaction is taking place. So if a person is doing transaction, then msg.sender will be the address of the sender. So we will just simply write msg.sender, and this complete phrase will return that how much balance the user that is sending contains. And we have to check a condition that the balance of msg.sender must be equal to greater than. If it has more balance, then it is not an issue, but it must have equal balance that he is sending. So we will just simply compare it with amount and just type, and we can do in else condition something else. So this is the basic programming languages. So this is what basic programming languages do. But in Solidity we do it in a very different way. So just we will delete this, and instead of if, we will type a keyword require. So require is similar to if and else, and it also checks that if the balance of MSG sender is greater than or equal to amount, then it has not an issue with the user. But if the balance of MSD sender is less than the amount that he is sending. So he will require statement will show the error. The require statement will show the error. You have not enough balance, right? And just we will simply compile in case we have any syntax error. So it is just showing us warning. So not an issue, just warnings are some like it keeps on showing some warnings. So it is showing the warning, don't need to now we will be writing the core logic for the transaction or transfer function to take place. So what we have to do, we have to decrease the amount that the user is sending from like if the user is sending $100 if the user is sending 100 cryptocurrency to another person, then we will be decreasing it, just typing minus equal to underscore amount. And third thing what we will be doing is we will be increasing the balance of the user that is receiving cryptocurrency from the person. So we will be just typing balance of, and we will just simply type 2 in it plus equal to amount. So this is the basic logic of a transfer function, and we will be writing one more functionality so that our UI is improved, because when a transaction takes place, UI doesn't know that a transaction is taking place. So we use events. Events is the functionality of smart contract that triggers, like whenever the transaction or function is completed, then it's triggered very then it get triggered like a event is emitted, and the UI gets to know that the transaction is done and the user has transferred the function. So we can do some functionality with our UI or in React.js. So we define a keyword with event. So we will store particular information in our event, like from whom address the cryptocurrency is sending, and to whom the cryptocurrency is received, and what is the amount of cryptocurrency that has been sent. So we will just type it as address of like sender and address of to, and we will just type it as amount u into 56 and amount the receiver has received. So this is the event that we have defined here. It has just it is not a complex thing, it's just for UI part. So how we call the events in our function when the transaction is done, so we just type it as emit, because we are just triggering the event. So we just use emit keyword, and we will call the event name. So we forgot to give the event name. Event name we can give it as transfer event, right? Transfer event, and we will just emit transfer event, and we will just pass the event, and we will just pass the required parameter in this. So msd.sender is the address of sender, and underscore 2 is the address of receiver, and underscore amount is the amount that is received by the user. So it is done. So let us test the transfer function by deploying the smart contract. So we will just compile in case there is error. So yeah, we got some error. So I think there is spelling error. So we will just copy paste it and just try to remove. Yeah, it is removed. So spelling error happens in times. So we will just delete the previous smart contract that is deployed. And so this is a website E2Way. So Way is the smallest part of cryptocurrency. Like there are units in cryptocurrency. So don't need to worry. So we will just be copying it, and we will just pasting, because we want our total supply to be 1 million and 18 decimal. So just that. So just deploy, and we are pretty much done. So just checking that previous function are yes, previous function are working fine. And let us check our balance, that we have balance of how much amount. So we have balance of 1 million. So let us just transfer whole cryptocurrency of our balance to the another person. Let us take the second address and copy it. We have copied, and let us transfer. So we have pasted the address in which we are transferring all our cryptocurrency, and we are checking the amount that we hold. Now we hold 1 million cryptocurrency as of now. So just copy paste that, and we will do transaction. Now if I'll click on balance of, it is showing 1 million on our address. This is our address, you can see 0x5 and 0x5. So when I'll click on it, it is showing 0. It means that the condition that is fulfilled. Now if we will condition is fulfilled, and then balance of MSD sender, that from which we are sending the transaction. So we are sending transaction from first address. So keep notice that when I transferred, just I clicked on second address, copied, and then moved to my first address, because my first address contains all the cryptocurrency. So don't make a confusion in that. So just the balance of our cryptocurrency decreased, and balance of this account that we copied increased according to logic. But if we will, let us apply it again, because now we have 0 cryptocurrency. Let us see that if this function works properly or it fails. It must fail. So if it fails, that it means that our smart contract is working properly, and we can move toward the next section. So just transaction, and that's it's failing. And what it is showing in the fail, that you have not enough balance, and that's what the logic that I wrote here, the statement. So our transfer function is working properly.